recently I did a reaction to a segment where Matt Walsh did like a public speaking engagement recently, and we talked about how the YouTuber Shark300 actually kind of asked him a question during a live Q&A session, and it was pretty crazy to like see his response and stuff like that. But someone in my chat showed up, a creator I've heard of before, but admittedly I'm not super familiar with them personally. They showed up in my chat and they're like, hey, I actually asked Matt Walsh some questions as well during that live segment. And if you want to take a look at what I had to say, you're welcome to do so. And so we're going to do that now. The name of the creator in question is, what is their name again? Their name is Alec Gunter. And I got to be honest, like I said, I've heard their name before, but I'm not personally familiar with them. But I'll definitely be taking a look at some of their content now, to say the least. But either way, they suggested we take a look at this. And I didn't get a chance to look at it on the last stream, so we're going to look at it now. So without further ado,
play that shit!
Here we go, chat.
Hey, Matt, I'm an RN from the state of Ohio, and I drove all the way here just so I could ask you a medical question. So I have a question.
Oh, we got a medical question. Okay. Things are about to get a little bit dicey, chat. It'll be interesting to see what the question is and what the response is.
About your stance on puberty blockers for children. Now, you've stated before that puberty blockers are...
So it's a trans kid question, okay? This is something that is a very controversial, issue when you're talking to conservatives. They consider it a very controversial issue. But he's coming with the trans kids argument. Now, for those of you guys who don't know my position on it, I am in favor of gender-affirming care for children under the supervision of a medical professional and the guidance of their parents or guardian. I'm totally fine with that. In terms of like doing things like, puberty blockers and, the use of hormones and stuff like that. When it comes to surgery, I think it's more appropriate for most of the surgeries to wait until you're an adult. But that's kind of like a summary of where I stand on the issue. But either way, let's continue.
Dangerous, and certainly they do carry the risks. However, child pregnancy is far more dangerous for the child and carries risks.
Oh, I think I see where he's going here. Okay. I think I see where he's going here. He's going to comment on Matt Walsh's takes on the abortion issue, essentially, which obviously he's anti-abortion. And that includes, young children who are, the victims of sexual assault. And, if they should become pregnant during that abuse, Matt Walsh is of the opinion that they should still be forced to give birth to the child, something that at very young ages can be extremely dangerous. So I see where we're going with this. Okay, let's see what Matt has to say.
Up to and including death and permanent disability. So why do you believe that a 13-year-old should be forced to give birth to their rapist child?
Good question. Good question.
I don't think that it is ever okay to kill a child.
Okay, so then why do you support a 13-year-old giving birth to their rapist child, which could kill them?
Yes, push him on the issue. Now, I know that this is something that, when we looked at the question that Shark had asked Matt Walsh, Shark was kind of hard on himself that he didn't press him on stuff. I think Shark kind of has the same approach to like debate or these kind of heated conversations, disagreements that I do, where the approach that we have is to kind of like be civil during the conversation and kind of let the person that you're questioning or debating kind of let them sink themselves with their own words, right? And so I think that we just have Alec here has a very different approach to Shark. I don't think Shark should be so hard on them because I think Shark still did really well. That's my personal opinion. And like I said, my approach to these kind of conversations is very similar to Shark's approach. But hey, when you see someone who pushes someone on the issue, like that's obviously good to see too.
This is not about the person who has caused that condition. Mm-hmm. The person who has caused this situation is the rapist. Now, if you want to kill somebody because of what has happened to this poor child, then I absolutely...
I feel like you're not answering.
That feels like a pivot. That is the biggest pivot I have ever seen, chat.
Oh shit! Oh
So the question he's asking essentially is, why do you think, if you're so concerned about the safety of a child, why do you think that a child who is unfortunately the victim of sexual assault, who becomes pregnant during that, why do you think that child should be forced to give birth to the child, something that could be very dangerous to them, something that could be very harmful, something that has very negative lifelong effects for, somebody at a very young age to be giving birth on so many levels. Why do you think they should be forced into giving birth to that child? Why should abortion not be an option for them? Right. And rather than answering the question, he pivots to, if you want to take violence action against the person who committed the sexual assault, that he's in favor of that. That's not the question. That's not the question you were asked. Answer the question you were asked, Matt.
My question.
Well, if you would let me talk, I could answer it.
Okay.
If you want to
You weren't answering it though. And it sounds like you're still not going to answer it.
kill someone in response to a rape, I am fully in support of killing the rapist.
That wasn't the question though. So you say, if you let me speak, I'll answer the question. That is not, you're not answering the question. You're dodging the question. Transgirl Jade in the chat says, we also got to remember that Matt Walsh thinks it's also appropriate to get 16-year-olds pregnant because that's when they're the most fertile. This is true. That is a thing that Matt Walsh has actually said. If you don't believe me, chat, we actually talked about this the last time we covered a Matt Walsh segment. Let me see if I could find that clip that we watched. This is true. This is actually something that Matt Walsh has said. There's a reason why they call him Map Walsh, jokingly. And it's because of this clip. Where is this clip? Where is this clip, chat? I know I have it here somewhere. I think it's in my Discord server. Let me see if I can grab it from my Discord server. 1 second, chat. Give me 1 second. 1 second, chat. My apologies. My apologies. Where? Here we go. Found it. Found it. Okay. If you don't believe me, let's play this clip again.
It is not. In fact, ever since the beginning of time, teenage girls have been getting pregnant. It used to be more common. The peak, ever since they started keeping records of these things, which they only started doing recently, like in the 20th century, but ever since they started keeping records, in 1957 was the peak for teenage pregnancy. 1957. Not 2009,
well, back
not
then,
today.
All of them were supposed to have kids. Like, that's when you had kids.
That's my point, okay? So to all of a sudden act like this phenomenon of girls getting pregnant at a young age that we consider young, 16 or 17, to act like it's a new thing is ridiculous. It's always been that way. Even biologically, and this is me just stating, right now I'm going to start by just stating facts. So
this is fucking creepy. Like, I don't care how you slice this up, giving this take, this is creepy shit.
Fact number one, it's not a new phenomenon. Fact number two, in fact, it's a phenomenon that was more common earlier in history, and for the first 6,000 to 10,000 years of human existence, it was a normal thing. Fact three, girls between the ages of 17.
Zucchini in the chat says, no one said it's a new thing, Map. Obviously, the Matt Walsh meme, Map Walsh. No one's saying it's a new thing. We said it shouldn't happen since we have ways of avoiding it. This is true. Strodes in the chat says Matt is coping. It does sound like cope, doesn't it? You know what? We're a little soon into the segment to be using the coping and seething meme, but you know what? Fuck it.
You are coping and seething.
There is a lot of copage going on there. It's kind of weird. Some of the arguments he's making here, really fucking weird. Right, chat? One in the chat if you agree that some of the shit that's being said here, really fucking weird, right, chat? Pretty fucking weird.
Do you touch kids?
Jeez.
And 24 is when they're technically most fertile.
Yeah.
Okay?
That just makes me feel gross. Listening to a grown... How old was Matt Walsh when he said this shit? How old is Matt Walsh now, actually? Matt Walsh age. Matt Walsh age 37. So he's a year older than me, basically. So what was he like, maybe mid 30s when he made this statement, maybe early 30s or something like that? That's fucking weird. That makes me feel really gross to listen to a grown ass man talk about how 16-year-old girls are the quote most fertile. The fuck? Oh shit! Oh shit! Pedophile! Jeez.
Biological. That's a fact. All right, I'm just stating facts. That's all I'm doing. But what happened recently, and this is the fourth fact. Recently, in the last 30 years or so, we decided that that's way too young to start a family.
Why?
And because now
divorce rates would probably go up, and once you're that young, you can't really make sure that
well,
you know.
No, girls are no.
Girls were getting married early, and marriages were lasting longer. You very rarely hear about like these relationships that go to their your diamond anniversary, your 50th anniversary, and all this. That's a dying breed of people out there.
Yeah, and those were all people that got married very young. That's why
they're still alive.
Yeah, that's why you can have someone in their 70s who's celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary because they got married when they were teenagers. So what I'm saying is that the problem is not per se teenage pregnancy; it's unwed pregnancy. That's
wow, that is no matter how many times I hear this clip, that is a lot to take in, chat. He's saying that the problem, I can't even believe I'm going to repeat this. According to him, the problem isn't teenage pregnancy, it's unwed teenage pregnancy.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Do you touch kids?
That is so fucking weird.
the problem in society. It's only problematic when you are not.
And they call like people on our side of the political aisle groomers and shit like that. Meanwhile, this guy's literally advocating for marriage and pregnancy in teenagers. Okay.
Married and you don't have the man there to help you take care of the kids because he's a coward. And the reason why we have that now are for two reasons. Because we have in current society, we live in the age of extended adolescence.
Okay. Anyway, you guys get the point, chat. That is like really fucking sussy shit, chat. Like for real. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Anyway, let's get back to Alec here.
So if there is a rapist who has raped a 13-year-old...
By the way, can I just comment on the fact that Homeboy has a sick ass mustache here? Let's get a round of applause for that fucking mustache. That is a Chad stash right there. Anyway, let's continue.
Child, as far as I'm concerned, go to trial, convict them that same day, take them out back and hang them. As far as I'm concerned. What I do not think.
Why do you believe that a child?
Because I don't think it's okay to kill a child
then why
intentionally
do you support...
under any circumstance.
Oh, intentionally.
Yes.
Okay.
You're the medical.
So he still didn't want to answer the question. He's like dodging the question by talking about committing violence against someone who sexually assaults a child, which like I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Like if you're somebody who's going to bring harm to a child in that way, then fuck you, right? But like that wasn't the question though. The question was, why are you forcing a child who has been victimized in this way to move forward with childbirth that could potentially lead to them losing their life or being seriously injured or, have lifelong impacts for the rest of their life that are going to have very negative impacts on them? He refuses to answer that question. And the closest thing he gets to answering that question is, I don't think we should kill a child under any circumstances. Like, he just doesn't want to answer the question.
Expert?
Sure.
The unborn child.
Is the guy on the right wearing a Zelda shield? Yes, Alec is indeed wearing a Zelda shield, and I think it's fucking awesome. Fellow nerd, what can I say? You know what I mean? Who doesn't love The Legend of Zelda? Anyway.
Is that a human being or not?
That is a religious question.
It's not a religious question. It's a medical question. How's it a religious question? It's a medical question. What is it if it's not a human being? So you don't know.
No, I do know. It just has human genetics.
So is it a human or not?
Medically speaking, we don't consider it a full-fledged human being. And if we did, it would have something like
what do you mean full-fledged?
So then let me ask you this. Why don't we have conception certificates?
Well, for one thing, it's very hard to know exactly when a conception occurs.
Oh, so then
that'd be
that's a
difficult
convenient
thing to-
excuse
to-
then.
What's that?
That's convenient. It's just convenient that it's, it's hard to
Well,
figure out.
yes, it would be very inconvenient
Right.
to try to get a certificate for when exactly you conceived.
Okay,
also
then like
a little
a
bit strange, to be honest. I don't want to
heartbeat
go to the,
certificate.
I don't want to have to go to
Then
the
a-
licensing office and say, hey, my wife and I had an experience the other night.
I'll meet you half.
Oh, I don't want to actually answer the question, so let's just make light of it. Let's make it into like a joke or whatever. I don't have an actual answer for you, so let's just play it off like it's a fucking meme. All right.
Why? How about a heartbeat certificate?
No.
No, why not?
A heartbeat certificate?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fully for it. Let's have one.
You are
We should
fully
definitely
for
have
that.
one of those. Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. I like that idea. But
But just,
let me.
just to be clear, you do support
you-
13-year-olds giving birth to their child's rapist.
you have not. We can't
to
have
their
this.
chi- their rapist
we
child.
have not. I don't support killing a child. Do
No,
you?
but
So again, not answering the question. Still not answering the fucking question. Holy shit. He looks like a fucking coward right here. Like, just say it. Just, if that's the way you feel, then yeah, unfortunately, that's what I feel. Like, just stand by what you believe in then. Like, why is he having such a hard time just saying that?
no, I do not. But I'm
Okay,
asking
so you do support abortion? No,
No,
you
you're
don't.
avoiding my question. Do you
I've
support?
answered your question. You
No,
haven't answered
have not.
mine.
You have not answered the question. Yes
Is
or no?
the unborn child
Do
a human
you
being or
support-
not?
I'm not letting you get away from this, man. Do you support?
You are not
a
answering the
child? I asked
Let's try
you
this
the-
again. Let's
Wait,
try this
who's
again.
asking the question?
Wait, he's doing the Q&A. He's answering the questions from the audience. Why is he now the one posing the questions? What the fuck?
Here, man. Come on.
Let's try this again. I do not support.
No.
I do not support the direct intentional murder of a child under any.
Transgo Jay in the chat says the only sport Matt ever did good in must be dodgeball. True. True.
circumstance
Right, so then
at
you
all.
don't support a 13-year-old child giving birth to their rapist child because that could kill them. It has a very good chance of doing so via hemorrhage, toxemia, all kinds of complications, permanent disability. There are all kinds of complications with that. So
I'm gonna
why
try this-
do you support?
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna. No.
Okay,
Hold on
don't
one
answer
second.
the
One second.
question. I appreciate your time.
No. Come back here.
Why? You're not answering my question.
Because you're the nurse, you're the medical expert, and you won't even tell us what a human being is. I'm
Well,
starting
you
to get
didn't
concerned.
answer my question.
Like,
Why should
where
I
do you
answer
work, man?
yours?
What
You
is
didn't
it-
answer my question.
It is never
Do
okay
you-
to.
do
It is
you,
never
Matt
okay
Walsh?
to intentionally and directly
very-
kill.
Damn, I love the way. Okay, like I said before, I've heard of this guy, Alec Gunter. Am I saying that right? I've heard of this guy before, but I've never like watched any of his content or whatever. I recently gave him a follow and stuff, when he showed in my chat. I am going to start watching his stuff because I love the way that he's putting the screws to Matt Walsh. Like, he is not letting him slip away from this. He is showing everybody in the room just how much of a coward he is and how he can't stand by what he actually fucking believes in.
An
Very
innocent
simple.
human child. Period. That's my position.
It's
What I'm
very
asking
simple.
you is.
But that's
do you
not answering the
consider-
question,
do
man.
you
Come
consider,
on. We both know that you're dancing
Do
around
you
this. Come
consider?
on.
Do you consider an unborn child?
I'm
to
not
be a
answering
human
that
being
until
or
you
not?
answer my question. You didn't answer it.
I think it's ridiculous that he is asking questions anyway, because this is a live Q&A session where you're answering questions from the audience. Why the fuck are you posing questions when you're the guy that's supposed to be answering them?
You didn't answer it. I don't have to answer your question. Who's
So-
asking? Are you guys in line for
No,
a question or to be asked a question?
I know you.
True. True.
You dumb cunt.
True.
I know you don't. Here's
Oh, I love this. I love this so much. This is awesome. It's a shame that, I meant to react to this while Alec was in the chat since he brought it up. It's a shame Alec's not here because, oh my God, I fucking love this.
Just wondering. I'm just wondering.
okay. Here's what we've
It's okay,
established
man.
here.
Take a
If anybody knows Alec, can you all reach out to them and let them know that they did amazing in this? They did fantastic.
minute to think about it. I'll get you the next rally.
Okay, let's. That was, despite what it may seem, that was actually quite an informative exchange. Because you have one side that can answer directly. It's never okay to directly and intentionally kill.
You didn't answer directly though. You didn't though. Oh my. Is he fucking delusional? What?
Human child, that was my answer. I think I gave it probably 15, 20 times.
But that wasn't the question you were asked, Matt. That was not the question you were asked.
And then you have the other side that has no answer at all to this question.
Oh my God.
What
Oh
is
my-
what is a human child?
He's trying so hard right now to save face, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work.
Answer it. Very interesting. Yet still feel strongly about it.
Anyway, holy shit. So let's get a round of applause. Let's get some 07s in the chat for Alec. Oh my God, that was incredible. He did an amazing fucking job. Dude, I don't know if this Alec guy does debates, but if he does, I want to see some of his debates because that was fucking awesome. Holy shit. He made Matt. Between him and Shark, they both made Matt look like a fucking coward, which he is. He absolutely is.